Hello and welcome to Codec Call, ZTargeting's gaming podcast. I'm Luke. Tonight I'm joined by Dakota. What's going on?
Nothing. Like usual.
Yep. And Buck, how you doing?
Doing all right, bud.
All right, let's get right into it. Got two questions for you guys. First up, what you drinking?
Dude, this thing's not very good. I'm just going to start out by saying that.
Yeah, your reaction was seemed nauseous.
I really don't even think I want to drink it anymore.
Damn.
It's called Allagash. It's something like that. It's from Portland, Maine. It's it just says Belgian style stout, black. It says dark and roasted with notes of chocolate expressed through Belgian style bottle conditioned.
That sounds delicious.
What? See, it does, and then you drink it. It's not very good.
It's a ruse.
Is Allagash the brewing company?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That second taste was better than the first. So, I guess we'll just see how it goes. But I'm not. The first taste was not I was not a fan of it.
And maybe
label. Yeah, label's not anything special at all. Not even. It's barely even anything to talk about, really. The bottle is small and fat. It's not the best. Anyways, though.
That's good.
Next.
Buck, what about you?
It's not crazy. I got a Not Your Father's root beer because I like them a lot.
There you go. Something tasty.
It is. They are.
Dude,
I just want to give a shout out to Buck on his amazing choices of alcoholic beverages.
Dude,
they're always just right out of left field. You never really, you can't count.
You'll never pin me, dude. You will never pin a single week. No.
How's the label on that?
I mean, you've had one, right?
Yes, I'm wondering your opinion. Like, do you consider?
I like the look of it. It's not bad. It's cool.
Would you think about there be Dragon Legends written on it?
We need to let that die.
All right.
I'm enjoying it still.
Jeez.
Yep. So, and I'm enjoying a Stone Delicious IPA. I've been a fan of Stone Brewing for a while, and they're kind of hard to come by out here where I live. So I had to make a journey into the bigger city to come across some Stone beer. And oh man, am I so glad that I did. They had a 12-pack mixer with different kinds of IPAs. And I've had the Stone straight-up IPA before a few times. But this is the Delicious IPA. And I'm really digging it so far. It's a citrusy IPA with lemon drop and El Dorado hops. So it's pretty easy to drink, pretty tasty, not too pungent and overly hoppy. So more on the easier side of Stone because they're typically very uncompromising in hops and bitterness and depth.
Did you say El Dorado?
Yeah, I don't know what an El Dorado hop is.
Oh darn it!
The old El Dorado hop.
Yeah.
Isn't there a movie that's like
yeah
it's a fabled,
the Road to El Dorado.
It's a fabled city. You go there in one of the Uncharted games. I think. Oh, I don't know which one.
Oh yeah, it's like 2.
Might have been 3. I don't know.
It's one of the ones I played, and I only played 2 and 3. So clearly,
50-50.
Yeah.
And 2 is like in some mountains and stuff. And El Dorado doesn't sound like a mountain type city to me.
We'll go
like 3. Yeah, I think it's a solid guess. We'll have to fact check that later. Solid label. It's like translucent, modern looking label. Good label.
Good.
So anyway, my next question: what you guys been playing?
I started playing a little bit more of Doom, and then I went back and played The Wolf Among Us.
Ooh,
it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I like the Telltale games, but they're just. I have to be in the mood for them. I have to be in the mood to actually sit there and watch it. That's a game you watch, not a game you play.
Right.
Really. But it's I like the style of it. I like the way it goes. Doom though. Doom is well, I talked about Doom last time. I forgot. My bad. It's the same. It's still Doom.
You still have the same feelings. It's very hard, very fast paced, very in your face.
Yeah. But it's just not a bad thing. It's just a thing, really.
You done any of the multiplayer?
No, I should probably do that, dude.
That is some of the fastest multiplayer, man.
Yeah,
like when you're in there with people that knows. Oh man, it's fun.
I mean, and I'm really disappointed in myself because I realized I got a year subscription to Xbox Live and I have yet to play a game on Xbox Live.
Yeah, I haven't seen you, so
yeah,
it's great.
Which is fine. I really only got it for the free games.
No, you didn't.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's a good reason.
In my mind, like that's the main reason I don't feel bad about resubbing to PS Plus and Gold is you'll get free games and it'll basically pay for itself. Because I don't do a whole lot of multiplayer either.
No. Hey, I think I played CS:GO once this week. I think
I remember playing with you once.
Yeah, I remember.
That was an experience.
I remember telling Luke to get a computer, and then he listened. And I also remember telling him to get a computer to play CS:GO, and he refuses to do it.
Well, we'll get into that more in a little bit.
Actually, no. It's your turn, Buck. Hold on one second.
Okay.
It's your turn. Go ahead. Let's go. Let's hear this.
Okay, I hope you guys are ready because I've been really busy the last week. So first up, what I've been playing is still the Zelda challenge. The Zelda challenge is still going. I haven't given up yet. Beat Link to the Past this morning. Excellent game, classic of the series. Kind of funny anecdote. I started the second to last dungeon in the game, and I played it on the Wii U, so you can make a save point or like a save state basically. And I made a save state at the start of that dungeon, so I could load that up if shit went bad. So I beat the dungeon, and I was getting ready to go into the final dungeon, Ganon's Tower, and I was going to do the same thing. And then I loaded my save state from the previous dungeon instead of creating a new one. So then I had to go back and beat the second last dungeon again. So, but it actually didn't. I did in like 15 minutes. It wasn't that bad. But I was so pissed whenever that loaded. But finished that.
I'm pretty sure I asked about your PC problems, not Zelda. So let's stay on subject here.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the whole thing. The whole.
We are, but first I asked about the PC, so let's talk about that.
Okay. So I ended up finally buying a PC. There was certain specs I was looking for, which I discussed before on the show, and I went to various sites to build something with those specs, Alienware, Origin, iBuyPower, etc. And then I found at a local retailer they had something pre-built with those specs. I guess because it was pre-built, you don't have to go through the whole customization, putting it together process. You save a little bit of money just having it pre-built. So I had basically what I was looking for a few $100s less. So I was like, shit, I might as well just jump on this, especially before all the Black Friday shopping hits and it's gone. So I ended up getting an Alienware desktop, 1070 graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, i7 6700. I've been very, very, very happy with it so far. Got a mechanical keyboard from Razer and a Razer mouse, which I've been digging a lot. First mechanical keyboard I had, so it's pretty dope. Now, for the past year or so, I was putting together a list of PC exclusive games. And when I finally get a PC, this is what I'm going to grab right away. So that was Civ 6, which when I first put the list together is Civ 5, but Civ 6 came out. Pillars of Eternity, Cities Skyline, Stanley Parable, and then Dark Souls 1, because I wanted to put that at 1080p, 60 frames a second, and experience it that way. So that's what I got right away, is those. Now, I'm not really a big shooter guy.
It's not... It's a different type of shooter.
Is it something that a non-shooter fan would appreciate?
Buck, I think so. What do you think?
Yeah, you just gotta learn. You just gotta learn to love it, dude. You're gonna be horrible at first, but
Yeah, I feel like it's super hardcore. I'm just gonna get my ass kicked.
Dude, who cares? I've been there. All you have to do is shoot Buck a couple of times whenever he's your teammate and call it a day.
You shoot people when they're your teammate?
I do.
Now that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You're not supposed to. Yeah, you're not supposed to.
When you're trying to carry your heavy team and they're just toasting you.
Buck and I were not having a very good day, so it was not a very good match. We were on the same team. He decided to come through a door that I was holding secure, and I was shooting anybody that came through it, including my own teammate. So casualties happen. Friendly fire.
You can shoot your teammates if it's accidental.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I'll admit it. I shot like 3 times, and I was like, "Oh crap, this is Buck." Like, I'm not trying to kill him. He's my teammate. And I was like, you know what? We're already losing. Screw it.
Yeah, it was like this long event of him just putting rounds into my dude.
You had to be there, though. It was actually the best.
That's not making a good case for this, because I don't want to just play multiplayer shooters and just lose and fuck around and have people pissed off at me.
Carry, dude.
Well, time out. That's different. That wasn't competitive, and you're not going to be playing competitive for a little bit. So, yeah, and in the non-competitive aspects, the modes of the game, you can't shoot your own teammates. I tried. Dude, it's like driving. Tell me that you don't drive backwards on like a NASCAR game. Everybody does it. Everybody turns around and drives backwards to try to hit the oncoming car.
I used to do that in Diddy Kong.
Exactly. See,
I'd get rockets and just instantly just start killing stuff.
Watch Luke be like, dude, I never did that. Like the proper child.
I've done it.
Exactly. It's the same thing. So you try to turn around and shoot your own teammates in the back
while they're trying to carry you.
Exactly. Because there's no other point really.
But okay, so like, yeah, when I was a kid, me and my cousin played Super Mario Kart, and we would go in reverse, like for 20 laps, and then the game crashed. So that was fun. But I mean, if I have to put down $15 for CS:GO, which is a multiplayer shooter,
oh my god,
I'm gonna play the game. You know, I'm not gonna buy this just to fuck around.
You're going to play the game until you realize that you can also just shoot people, and then that's what you're going to do. Shoot people that are also your teammate.
Let's hope not, because that's why I don't play with Dakota anymore, because it's a terrible experience. Okay. It was a horrid experience.
It's the second or third best time you've ever had in that game, but it's not important. What is important is that we clearly told you by CSGO, and you still have yet to do it. So I'm just saying, if this continues to go on, there will be repercussions.
I mean, if you play with me, I'll take it serious. But playing with him is atrocious and unbearable.
He takes it serious. He takes it serious.
Because it's a competitive shooter. Why, God? Why?
There's no point.
I've got Civ 6. I've got Civ 6 to play, man. You start up Civ 6, you look, and then 4 hours have gone by, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's what happens with Civ 5.
It's amazing.
What you really need to do is get the Valve bundle. They have a Valve bundle for like $25, and you get, I think it's like $1 a game, and it comes with every single version of CSGO. Of Counter-Strike, I should say, which includes CSGO.
Okay.
It's really loud freaking train.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't care. But, yeah, you need to get that. Stop typing away on your mechanical keyboard just for us to hear it.
Well, I'm looking up Counter-Strike Global Offensive. What are the bundles? Valve Complete Pack. The Valve Complete Pack is $90.
That's not true. Dude, I got a $50 gift card, and I used half of it to get it on the bundle.
I didn't know I get to be broke tomorrow. That's great.
Well. Anyway.
Point is what's $90 after you just bought a computer? Really, it's just chump change. You could probably find that in your couch cushion. Well,
no, because I spent all my money to get this damn computer. So I don't need to be... No. Okay, in all reality, you just need to take back all the games that you've already bought and buy the bundle. It's a better deal overall. Well, that actually brings me to a question. Do you guys know, can you trade in shit at GameStop and then get like a Steam card? Or like a...
Pretty sure no. I don't think. I mean, I've never seen it.
You should be able to. It's still store credit. Why not? Like, you're trading in games to get store credit that allows you to buy anything in the store. It's store credit.
Well, I'm gonna find out later this week when I'm off again. But see, here's...
So you're going against GameStop.
Yeah, and I was gonna trade some stuff.
You're going against all of the principles that we have set on this show.
Well, the thing is, when I end up with stuff that I decide I don't need anymore, it's the easiest way to get rid of it, unfortunately. Because I haven't traded anything in with Amazon just because I don't want to go through the hassle of having to ship it. I'd rather just go to GameStop and get it right away that day.
Dude, Amazon got weird with their returns. I know that that's not video game related at all, but I have to return one of the shock mounts for my mic, and they're like, "Hey, there's a locker near you." I was like, "Okay, what's this?" And there's literally just this locker randomly throughout the city. They're like, go there, this is the combination, and put your package in this locker and then close it.
Yeah, I could see somebody waiting there to fucking rob people.
That is
that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm doing an internet drug exchange through Amazon. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. All right, Buck, what have you been playing? Luke, we're coming back to you. It's Buck's turn.
I have been playing Dishonored. Dishonored 2. Just came out the other day. Well, a couple days ago. But I only just got it because I've been way too busy. But, I mean, I love it. It's Bethesda. I instantly love it. It is really good. The story's seeming really good so far. I'm pretty captured in the story, pretty wrapped up in it. Feels smooth. I like I don't know, there's a certain thing, like, I'm not the best at sneaking things, but I'm trying. Because I like getting my achievements too. And there's some ridiculous achievements, beat the whole game without killing anybody, beat it without being seen by anybody.
That stuff's insane.
That's pretty deep. That's a pretty sizable,
yeah,
achievement. So, but I would like to knock them all out. But I like what you can do. I like the look of it. It looks fantastic. I've only have like 3 hours in it so far, but I mean, it's fantastic. It's pretty much what I thought it'd be so far. So I'll have to see how it holds up. Probably next week I'll have a really good idea with it because I'll have a few days off to actually get into it. So
yeah, all the impressions online have just been, this game's amazing. It just looks so good. Like, I've just been dying to play it because I just can't wait to just dig into that world and just experience it. The art direction looks amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm debating between getting that or Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, that's hard because that comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be broke because I'm just gonna get it. Oops.
Yeah, I've been itching more for a stealth game, so I picked up Dishonored 2 instead of Watch Dogs. But I never played the first one, so this came with the download. So I've actually been playing a little bit of the first one as well to get caught up.
Right.
I've been really digging that as well. It's just been really heart-pounding stealth missions, and the load times suck on the remaster for. I've been playing on Xbox One, but the game itself has been awesome. So I'm excited to get through that and then get to Dishonored 2 as well.
Right. I don't know. I know I'm gonna end up not getting either one of them. So
wow,
it's like I won't get any one of them for a couple more weeks, is what I really mean. But those are what I'm debating between right now, because we also have like Pokemon coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's this Friday, isn't it? Pretty sure.
Maybe. Yeah. Sounds about right. Crap.
Pretty sure it's the
Fridays.
18th.
Yeah.
Nintendo games come out on Fridays now. Or they have been. But
right. I'm getting sick of that. Pick one day. Everybody, like, make it like the movies. One day, and that's the way it is.
It seems like it's moving towards Fridays.
Yeah, I know, and I've realized that. You know what? This is a video game podcast, so I want to point out one thing I'm really getting sick of is the whole, and we'll bring it up next week with my brother and stuff more, but I'm getting sick of, hey, if you pay this much for the extra, like, pre-order stuff, you get to play it, a weekend early.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really getting sick of that stuff because I'm sorry, but it's only I guess that we've officially started calling those people the normals. So
yes, the normals.
So it's only the normals that actually buy into this, but at the same time, I don't know, it's getting really annoying. Stop doing that. Just make it a day. People will still buy it, I promise.
Well, the thing is like, games have been $60 for a while, and like the value, or like when it comes to inflation, games that were $60 like 10 years ago, in today's money that was like $70, $80 or something like that, right? So companies have to find ways to make more money because they're making less money even though it's still $60. So whenever they can capitalize on people being like, well, if I pay $20, $30 more, I can play it this weekend instead of on Tuesday, so I might as well do that. I mean, that's extra money for no more work on their part, really.
Right.
From a business standpoint, it makes sense, but it is just annoying.
It also makes sense to, like, charge a crap ton for, just have, like, it's just annoying to me. I don't want to spend the extra money. I want to get it at the same time as everybody else. And I understand, like, they're starting to see everybody push back against the pre-orders because people are starting to stop pre-ordering things because they're becoming intelligent. Yeah. But that's not a way to curve that, in my opinion. I understand why you're doing it because you want that, but just make a game that's actually right, like correct whenever it comes out. And it doesn't need a day one patch and all this other crap, and then we would start pre-ordering games again. I don't know.
It just seems like that's impossible to do now for some reason.
I guess.
Or I don't know if somebody just used that crutch for the first time and then just everyone's like saw that as okay. But
yeah, I'm sure it was Ubisoft. They do all the stupid stuff.
Release a broken game and then it still ends up being successful.
Right. Anyways, though, so back to you with the Zelda challenge.
Yeah.
Let's get back into that. So you beat Link to the Past. You're moving on to which?
Link's Awakening. So one dungeon down there. I had never played Link's Awakening before, so it's really cool to see like this smaller kind of bite-sized version of A Link to the Past, essentially. On like,
right.
It's on a little island, not Hyrule. So it's been cool to see like the kind of little differences like that. Like you can jump in the game, which is I didn't know about that. That's weird and cool.
You know about like all the extra characters, right? Like how. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, really? You don't know about all the Nintendo characters that make an appearance?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Don't spoil it.
Whoops. Too late, I guess.
That's cool though. Well, I saw like the dad that rescues you looks like Mario, but
yeah, and then a little bit later, this isn't revealing too much, but a little bit later you get Chomp. Is it Chomp?
Oh yeah. They got the chain Chomp.
Yeah, the chain Chomp, and I think Yoshi makes an appearance too pretty early on.
Yeah. Oh but, yeah, the doll. There's a game, and then
the crane game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good one. So, but I've been wondering. So you said all the Zeldas. Does this include like the Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil and stuff? Oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe I should lay out what I've been defining the challenge is. The mainline, like single player, not the ones with the gimmicks, not Four Swords stuff, not Hyrule Legends or Hyrule Warriors. Just the mainline single player main entries. So I guess I'm gonna have to end up doing Zelda 1 and 2, which, whatever, we'll try to squeeze those in. But started Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the 2 Oracle games, Wind Waker. Yes?
You're doing the Oracle games back to back, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I forget what. There's one that you need to play first to continue the game to the next one.
Well, you
like it just makes it better.
I'm pretty sure you can play either. Well, you can play either one, but one works better.
Right, that's what I mean.
Okay,
it's
I'll
like
look that up.
Fighting the. I can't remember. I can figure that out for you. It's not important.
But yeah, because I had Oracle Seasons when I was a kid, but I never did the continue the story type deal. So
right.
That'd be cool. Wind Waker, Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, the DS games, and then Skyward Sword. So, and there's rumors that I just saw some new rumors today that Breath of the Wild won't be coming out in March. So that'll give me hopefully a little bit more time to do this shit. But
God dang it, Nintendo! It's the one thing that I was counting on you for.
So that really sucks, but that it won't be in March. But
So you're replaying them even if you've already beaten them. Like I know that you've already beaten. Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of them, it's been a long time.
Right.
So because Majora's Mask, like the last time I beat that was back in like middle school, and it has it re-released. I think it was on like Virtual Console, but I didn't get that. So this 3DS one was the first chance I've had to play it in a long time.
Actually, I don't think he did come out for Virtual Console yet.
Yeah, so
because I thought that's what everybody was complaining about, was that they came out with Ocarina, but they didn't come out with Majora's Mask.
So it's been hard to get for a while.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't been as in depth with the series as I'd like to be because it is so amazing. So I just wanted to catch up. So yeah.
You play like one Zelda game, and then you're just like, man, I need to play the other ones, and then you realize how many of the other ones there really are, and you're like, oh crap, I should have never even made that statement. And then like, especially 1 and 2 just start, well, especially 1, but 1 just starts you off, and they're just like, yeah, figure it out, dude. And that, it really makes it hard. I mean, you can obviously use the internet, but back in the day, it wasn't there.
It was like the Dark Souls of its time.
I mean, I guess you could say that. And then you have 2, and the RPG aspect of 2 makes it difficult. I'm like in the middle playing through that one right now. Every once in a while. I know I've not talked about it at all on this podcast, so I guess I haven't actually started playing it recently, but whatever. I played it within a year.
2's weird. Like I still don't even know, like, a lot of the gameplay mechanics are just different, and they've never been that way since. Because can't you, like, you strike like mid or low or whatever, and you level up it in weird ways, like your magic and health, like not with heart containers or something, isn't it? I really like the leveling up though, like the way you can, not necessarily leveling up, but you get better with your skills. I like that a lot. I think the RPG side of things, but then again, there's a lot of times whenever I play a Zelda game and I'm like, that's what I like about it. It's an RPG style game, like adventure sort of, without the RPG like mumbo jumbo, if you just don't care about that. Yeah.
But whatever. That's, again, pretty in-depth with this Zelda thing. I was just really pushing for Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil and stuff.
How the hell am I even going to play that?
I mean, that's your problem, not mine. I was just making sure. I was making a push for him. Because that would actually be really impressive.
No, I'm going to stay away from those. I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, man.
I really want to buy them, though. Just to be like, hey, guess what I have? And then whenever they're just like, oh, nobody cares about that, and I'll be like, I do.
It's just disgusting, man. It's just disgusting. So I've been playing that. Like I said, got a PC, so I was digging into Civ 6. Played Dark Souls 1, installed the mod to up the resolution to 1080 and unlock the frame rate because it was a pretty crappy port, and didn't do that on its own. And then I experienced my first true PC gaming enjoyment where the game crashed because I don't know what I did with the
the best
with the mod, but it's weird. I don't know if I fucked with the settings wrong, and then deleted the mod, and then everything's been working fine. So I got to retry that. But it's been nice to play a little Dark Souls 1 again. And then the last thing I've been playing is I finally bought Firewatch, and then played through that in one sitting earlier in the week. And oh man, okay. I personally loved it. I thought that was amazing.
I did too.
I don't know, Dakota, if you like that, I'm guessing then you're not totally opposed to the quote unquote walking simulator genre of games. I think it's been a polarizing subject because me personally, I saw games like Gone Home and then the Stanley Parable, which I finally just got since I got a PC. They came out in 2013, got great reviews, were loved by critics, but like a lot of people online were like, these aren't real games. There isn't real gameplay. It's just a walking simulator. Blah blah blah. This is garbage. So that was always in the back of my mind. I was like, these games like Gone Home got rated so highly, but people trash on it because it's not a real game. Like, I don't know what the deal is. And then finally this year, I think it was when I got The Witness. I was like, man, these indie games that are out there, I think I'm gonna really like some of them. So I need to try some more of them out. And then Firewatch came out shortly after The Witness, and I was like, oh shoot, this is something else, not the same genre, but kind of the same spirit. And I was like, I strongly considered buying it at the time, but I was still like, a walking simulator, I don't know. If it's just you're walking around experiencing the story, I don't know if I'm going to dig that. I don't know if I want to spend my money on it. And then I finally got Gone Home this summer, and spoiler alert, like that, I thought it was amazing. I thought that was like some of the most impactful 2 hours that I had in a game storytelling wise. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm sold on this now. Because I mean, it's not a full like meaty single player campaign or multiplayer shooter or whatever. It's not going to replace that experience, but it's something that can't be done in a medium other than video games. So I think those are really cool experiences that you got to try out, and it's just supplemental to the other stuff we already have. So finally got Firewatch, and I was blown away. Loved it. Oh man, it was just so heartbreaking, and oh man.
Would you say that you enjoyed Firewatch more or less than Gone Home?
It was a little bit less. I would say like Gone Home for me is just unmatched. Like, cause it's shorter, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, which is key. So I think the story resolution in Gone Home is done better than how it turns out in Firewatch. And its world is it's just a perfect slice of 1990s like Seattle or like Washington or whatever. It just does it so perfectly with like the punk bands, like the underground punk bands that it hasn't, like you find their cassettes and shit like that. Like it just feels like you were there. It does that so well. And like there's so many story aspects that if you don't dig around, you don't find. So like I was reading stuff online after I beat it, and I was like, shit, I never found that. I never caught on to that. And it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of depth hidden in that small experience. Firewatch starts off story-wise extremely strong. I mean, the characterization and the writing and the interactions you have stay strong throughout the entire game. But I think how the story and world end up at the end, I don't want to spoil it or talk about it in depth, doesn't end quite the way when you go through the game, you expect something different. And I was thinking about it after I had finished it and a couple days had passed. The way it ends it's real. Like it's real, it's realistic, it could actually happen. And it kind of leads you into other avenues, So at least in that way it's a real story.
So I was like addicted to Firewatch whenever I first saw the trailer for it at E3, like forever ago, I was like, this game looks like it could be. I had no idea what it was about. I just thought the fact of being a park ranger and walking through a park would be just. I thought it sounded awesome, and then the fact of like you have your radio, you can talk back, you can choose what you want to say back, and everything like that. I just thought that aspect of it was awesome, and I'm playing through Gone Home, but it doesn't have that same feel. Like I can just, I'm sitting there playing. You know, it has you have the radio, and you know, like for instance, Delilah, is that her name? I think so. Delilah?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it starts with a D. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. But, like, there's parts where if you keep bothering her, she just gets annoyed and she stops talking back to you. And then you really... I remember the first time I did that, like, because I wanted to talk to her, like, constantly just because she's the only person out there. So you're, like... saying everything to her, and then finally she's like, you know what, I'm done talking to you, and you're like, holy crap, I'm actually alone. Like, no shit, I'm alone out here in the middle of the forest. And it was starting to get dark and stuff like that too, which is really stupid because I was kind of afraid, but whatever. But I don't know, I love the story. I think I like it a little bit better just because of the personal side of things. Like in Gone Home, you don't influence very much. You just go through, the story's already set. You don't influence much. Firewatch, you don't influence much of the main story. It's just between you and Delilah, but
the dialogue can change.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I like that. I don't know. I'm hoping that they do some sort of DLC or something with Firewatch. Firewatch is the only game that I think in the last year I made sure I bought the day it came out. I had it set on Steam to buy that day, and I have yet to regret it. I play it all the time where I just start walking around. I don't care about anything else. I just walk around.
Yeah, it's got really beautiful art style. Just a joy to be in.
I have a friend that played it on the Mac, and he didn't know that the grass had flowers in it because he couldn't run it that high. He was like, I was like, dude, I ran it on Ultra. It was awesome with all the flowers and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, there's flowers in that game? It's like, yeah, man. But I just think Firewatch is one of my favorite ones.
And I think a lot of people hated on it for... You have to use the map and compass,
right?
And like
it makes it
like I really like that.
It.
Yeah, I really like that. It just made it feel real.
I will say though, at the very end, I'm not gonna say what you have to do. You know what you have to do, but at the very, very end, the last thing that you do, I got so lost. I was like, I realized that it was bad because the music, I could tell when the music like repeated itself.
When it's
exactly. Yeah, I was just like, because you know how it blocks you, and I was like, I don't know where to go. You
had to remember like the whole map of the game almost, because you run through like the whole thing.
Right.
But
so
good.
Such a good game.
Amazing.
And I love the way that they do the controls too. I'm sorry, I could go on and on about Firewatch, but the controls too were like, you play on PC, obviously. Yeah, so
I played on PS4.
What? I thought you said. Oh,
I got it before I got my PC.
I forgot. But like for the PC, you hold Shift, and Shift is like holding the button on the radio. So you can select what you want to say before you press Shift, and it's pretty awesome. It's like the way that it worked, it really felt like, I mean, I work with radios all the time, and it really felt like you actually had a radio. I didn't want to talk on that radio, just like I didn't want to talk on it at work, because I hate a radio. They're stupid. Just saying. Buck relates. But
yeah.
I love that game.
So anyway, that's everything I've been playing. Busy a week. Whew, a lot of work.
How's Civ 6? We're going way deep into the playing games we've been playing.
It's so Civilization. It's like the most complex like board game that you can imagine put into video game form, and it's like yesterday, like I woke up, made some coffee, ate a little bit, and then I just played Civ. I was like, man,
that's where you messed up.
No, yeah, because I was like, man, I want to try out this PC because I spent most of Saturday night getting everything set up, not really gaming, just getting everything set up on it. And then I get going on Civ, and 2 hours later, like, what happened? Whoa, holy crap! It's 2 in the afternoon, and then I just spend my entire day. And so, like, in the game I'm in right now, I'm getting my ass kicked by the Japanese Empire. And I'm like, I just want to start over and then see if I do this, and this, and build this, and do this. How is that going to affect it? Like if I would have built like another city sooner,
right? Or yeah,
because I've been doing like the technology victory because I've been trying to focus mostly on expanding your technology and then winning the game that way. But you can do the 5 different other ones, and I think. The last one I did play was Civ 5. So I played Civ 5 in my freshman year of college, and this was like right before I really stopped gaming a lot. And there was like a week I was obsessed with Civ 5, and then I just stopped. And then that was pretty much like it. Like I stopped gaming for a couple of years. But I don't think I got into the religion aspect in 5. I think they introduced that in 5. So the whole religion aspect, I don't know if they really expanded it a whole lot more in this one. But it wasn't something I was familiar with. So that's like another thing you can grow, ways you like I had the Japanese Empire come in and take over one of my cities from a religious standpoint, and they like converted us, and then you can do a religious victory. So man, it's just like I said, it's just the most complex board game you can imagine, just in a video game, and it's
risk.
Yeah,
it's risk on steroids, really.
Yeah, and if you played any other civs, you know what you're getting, and it's addicting as hell, and it's a blast.
In 5 at least, I always try to go for like the technology, victory and stuff, and I always had to revert it back to, and if I really wanted to win, it had to be by domination, and I just had to like take over everything, and that was. I feel like you always start off being like, okay, this is the way I'm going to win this one, and that's the way it's going to be. And then by the end of it, you're just like, you know what, screw it, just destroy them all.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, it just...
Yeah. I even tried to be the nice guy, and, like, I know in 5, I tried one time... I just tried to be, like, nice. I gave everybody everything they wanted. I made sure, like, if somebody wanted freaking seashells, I got seashells and whatever. And then all of a sudden... all I had was George Washington. Whatever. I'm going to keep it to myself. But he was just like, oh, yeah, you didn't give us enough gold. And I was like, what? We never even made that deal. And then he was like, yeah, we will take over your lands. And I was like, oh, God. And he like I didn't even realize it, but he like formed up a huge line of an army like on one of my borders, and I completely missed. It was just a bad day. But George Washington, you have to watch out for that sneaky bastard. He does that shit.
He's a great,
I mean,
American man.
He's great in real life. It's just it's Civ. He needs to tone it down. Same with Gandhi. He goes nuts.
I bet.
Bugman knows. I'm really disappointed in the amount that Bugman's saying about Civ, because we've had a lot of conversations about Civ.
He starts nuking you, man. Gandhi ain't no joke, dude.
It's really
Do not play with him, dude.
He starts nuking you, man. Did you play Beyond Earth at all?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's not very good. Don't do it.
I was thinking about getting it. Well,
I got it only because I thought it looked cool, but then all the knowledge that you have to know, like, you know how it gives you the Civipedia thingy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So it gives you the same thing in Beyond Earth, obviously. It is ridiculous with the extra stuff. Like, you have satellites you have to make sure orbit in certain locations, and they only affect certain tiles. It's just I started playing one game of that, and I'm still confused.
Yeah, because I've been just digging through Steam and I've got all kinds of RPGs and strategy games from new and old.
So you bought CS:GO?
Is that an RPG or strategy game?
No, you're right. It's
so.
not. That's why you need to get those out of your head and start. Everybody knows that shooters are just so much better on PC. So why don't you actually? Now that you have a PC, why don't you use it for the capabilities that it's there for?
Well, you know that American-made RPGs and strategy games are also much better on PC. So I've been really enjoying seeing those to their full potential as well.
God dang it. We just said that they're better on PC, and Buckman's here. He's like smiling so much. All right. Well, before we get off into anything else that Buckman can use against us later,
right?
I'm just going to say it next.
Yep. So a couple news segments wanted to dig into. Xbox One, in the U.S. at least, has outsold the PS4 for 4 months in a row. Now, this is a pretty big turnaround from the seeming dominance that PlayStation had for a long time. So I don't know if just people have been digging the Xbox One Slim. They haven't been digging PS4 Pro, which I guess that's PS4 Pro just came out, and this trend has been for a while. So I don't know. I think when this generation started, Xbox had totally the wrong message, and PS4 had the right message, with Xbox One being like, well, here's your TV, and here's ESPN, and you can watch football. And PS4 is like, this is for the players. You don't have to. You can trade used games, and it'll work. And it's not as drastic as it is as that now, but still, I think
Right.
PlayStation's doing their TV service, PlayStation View. They did VR. They're kind of branching out into these other things, and I think Xbox is trying to focus mainly on games. And I don't know if that's maybe people are seeing that, or the Xbox One S. It is a good deal, so I don't know if that's just really changing the tide for people. But I don't know. Do you guys have an allegiance to one console or the other, or no?
I don't. Everybody's going to argue with me about this. Everybody that actually knows me. But I really don't have an allegiance. I prefer PlayStation over Xbox only because there's more games out on it over its life. Hold on. Over its life. I will completely say that I know that the reason why the Xbox One has beat out PlayStation 4 months now in a row is because in these last 4 months, what has Sony actually come out with? I mean, I don't care about no Call of Duty, Battlefield, my bad, or Titanfall. Like, I don't care about any sort of deal they've made with the developers and been like, oh, yeah, this is exclusive to us. We'll get the DLC before everybody else, blah, 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 blah. Anybody that is a hardcore fan of those series, they are playing them on Xbox. If they are a shooter, they are being played on Xbox. It's a fact. In the last 4 months, Xbox has loaded up with shooters. Over like this was a 3-punch, like 1, 2, 3 with shooters and you can even say 4 if you want to count Gears. I mean, I know Gears is third person and not exactly the same, but it's a shooter at heart.
Yeah.
So like that's four games right there in a row. That's gonna hurt, and Sony honestly doesn't have anything to fight it. The only thing that they have to fight it is Dishonored, and that's coming out for Xbox as well. So you're not gaining very much. But like I said, I don't really have an allegiance to one. Over the entire lifespan of both consoles, I prefer Sony's. But over the last 4 months, no, I will hands down say Microsoft has really beat up on Sony the last 4 months. Easy. They have better games.
I agree. Buck, are you going to say something?
No, I love my Xbox. I bought a PS4, and then I was like, yeah, now I can do all the PS4 stuff. And then I sat there and played PS3 remasters, and that's all I have for it. And so it's kind of upsetting, but I don't know, man. I just think the back compatibility coming up is big for it too. And then PS4, I've talked about it. It did it as, I don't know. You got to stream all these old games. People just, I don't know. I think Microsoft did it better.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with, you can either get a subscription for streaming to play their old games, or Xbox One is just, you own it like normal. Like,
right.
I prefer that so much more. I don't know. Like I was saying, I think Microsoft totally flipped it around from where it was, because if you guys even remember, console launched at $500 and you had to buy a Kinect.
Yeah.
And
right.
So ditching that was the best thing that they could do. And they switched it from, we have a partnership with the NFL Network and blah, 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 to here's the games. Here's Halo 5. Here's Gears. Here's a Forza every year. Here are games coming out from us. And they've just kept that up since then. I think Sony's got cocky. They sold a ton of PS4s off like no great exclusives, or like one or two great exclusives. And they sold a ton of PS4s with no heavy hitters in the holiday season, like pretty much every single holiday season, even this one. And I think that has finally started to wane out, because at some point, they could outsell Xbox in the holiday season based solely off Call of Duty, for a few years. But where are the Sony games? Like, they keep getting pushed back, and there's nothing in the holiday seasons. I think that's finally starting to wash away, and Xbox actually has original content. So I think Sony's got to respond and get some shit out, which 2017 is looking pretty promising. Hopefully no more delays.
Right. I feel like I think, like you said, I think Sony got cocky, but I think that they were cocky, but honestly, they were able to be cocky. They made the right moves whenever Microsoft wasn't. Whenever Microsoft, like you pointed out, Microsoft tried to be like, oh, we are the console for every single media. Don't worry about it. It will be able to do everything. And they tried to sell that whenever, say what you will, but I really do think that they should have more of a Nintendo approach, where we are a console first. This other stuff is just so happened to come with it. And that's more of the stance that Sony took. I mean, Nintendo takes it, hey, we are a console and that's it. We don't play movies, we don't play music, you get movies through Netflix, and that's absolutely it. But Sony was like, hey, we have games. All this other stuff is just a bonus. And Microsoft, at the time, they didn't realize that was the approach that they needed to make. They've switched all that, fixed it up, and honestly, they made good on it. Phil Spencer, he's done an amazing job flipping that around.
Yeah, I got huge respect for that guy.
Yeah, every single, honestly, over, was it last whenever the Xbox One was being announced and they were showing it off and stuff, and Sony like literally dropped the mic on him at whatever press conference that was. Whenever that happened, I think Microsoft realized like they were messing up a lot. They were completely in the doghouse. Gamers did not care about them. Unless you were a Microsoft fan, they did not care at all, because they were not approaching it the right way. Gamers are the type of people where you have to include them. You have to be like, you are our number one priority. And if not, they're just going to forget about you. And that's what was happening with Microsoft, and then they flipped that around. And good on them. I don't have many Xbox games, but after the last couple of months, my collection has grown like 300%. So I enjoy my Xbox now for finally. It took a while, but I do enjoy my Xbox now, and I think that over the last couple of months and continuing for the next couple of months, it is a better console than my PlayStation, hands down. I'll admit that. Easy.
Yeah, I think they started off their user interface was really shoddy when they first launched, and I'll say full disclosure, when this generation started, I was PS4 only, huge Sony advocate, and I think Sony's made some missteps, and they've been making the same mistakes that Microsoft was making before, and like, to be honest, I enjoy using my Xbox more now, just because I feel like certain things
The interface.
it just works a little bit smoother. I think the PS4 now has just some weird quirks. The thing is that, like, I still always got to get a PlayStation console for the sole fact to get the Sony games like Uncharted 4, which is amazing, and then to get the majority of like JRPGs or Japanese developed games, because some stuff does come out for Xbox. Yeah, some stuff comes out for Xbox, but a lot of it doesn't. So, and that's stuff I really enjoy. So I still got to get it for that. But I think, you know, the Xbox user experience, their game library, they've really stepped it up. I think that's showing in these last few months' sales numbers.
I agree.
So,
Buck?
yeah.
If Buck wanted to say anything else.
No, I just had my little piece on it. I think a big, like I said, I think a huge misplay was the way people are getting their replays of their old games, honestly.
Right.
So that was my piece for that.
So next up, the NES Classic. Big surprise. Really hard to get. So you heard it here first.
Didn't we talk about this last week?
Yeah, Codec Call was right. Hashtag Codec Call was right.
Nice.
And I think most everybody else on the internet. NES Classic, really hard to get. Sold out everywhere immediately online. You know, Target, Best Buy, Amazon, they said we're launching it online at this time. Sold right out. Accessories, controllers have been hard to get. It's been a madness. People lining up at these stores that get 20, 10 units. You know, they've been reselling online for more than twice the price. It's been crazy, which, like we were talking about, if there's all this hassle to pick one up, like, I'm not going to pay twice the retail price for one of these things. So I'm kind of out on it until they make more and it's just more available. I can just pick one up easily. Until then, I'm not going to consider it. So,
Did you hear about the event that they had in New York?
not really.
Like, if you were you had to be one of 200 people to show up. They only had 200 available, but you were guaranteed one. Yeah, it was kind of cool, but then I think I found out about it today, and it happened on Saturday, like this past Saturday.
Yeah.
I was like, whoops.
Ouch.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. And they were like, I was listening to Giant Bomb. They actually talked, Nintendo Voice Chat podcast.
Oh, shout
They
out.
were talking about it on that. Yeah, shout out. And they were like, if you're one of those people that got it, good on you. If you're not one of those people, well, good on you for staying at your job and actually performing the way you should. And to all those people that did actually go and got one, what do you do in life? Which is a good question, for the record.
Yeah. I wonder that anytime anything comes out and people are like, oh, I've been waiting in line for 3 days for games, for like sneaker releases, iPhones, whatever.
They just called us sick all those days.
It's like, how do you not get fired? How can you still have a job? How can you have enough money to get this and then be off that much? But anyway, that's a whole different. Who knows?
That's why we need to find a job, or Z-targeting, really.
That we don't have to work at, but we can go do these things.
Yeah, or a job
please.
that pays us to be at these things. That's the key.
Yeah.
That is the key.
Well, you just got to save people's spots. You got to be a professional seat saver, and just
They actually have those.
Yeah, secure people's spots in line. That'd be a good career.
That sounds atrocious.
As long as
It
has
really
good
does,
benefits.
actually. A good pension.
I want good dental.
You're like this freaking You're like this 65-year-old man standing in line for like, I don't know, something forever in the future. And they're just like, well, what are you here for? And you're like, I'm just standing here in place for this other person. And they're just like, yeah, I was wondering why this guy with a walker is standing in line for an MP3 player.
I've been saving seats since before you were born, Sonny.
You just have to tote around your oxygen tank wherever you go.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that'll be me. No, but see that kind of crap. That's why NES Classic wasn't worth it to me. I got the retro stuff I want on Wii U and 3DS already.
I just want to know how many times they're gonna keep selling me Mario 3, Super Mario Bros. 3. Like I understand that it's a problem. The real issue is that I'm still willing to buy it no matter how much the cost. They can literally write Super Mario Bros. 3 on a box with nothing in it, and I will consider buying the box.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't maybe buy a box, but I bought Mario World 4 or 5 times. The SNES, Game Boy Advance, Wii U Virtual Console. It's stupid. They need to make like a continuous system where you buy something and it transfers from system to system. That would be amazing.
I just realized we are the problem.
Yeah. If you buy this game 5 times, you're not helping anything. But
dude, that's like MGS3. I literally have 4 different copies of that game.
Wait, that didn't even come out for many things. What all
no,
do you
it
have?
didn't. I have, dude. Don't make me. I have the original. I have the Substance. I had the Subsistence. My bad. I have the Legacy edition of it for PS3, and then I think I actually have. Oh, then I have the I can't remember. Is it also called? No, it's the Essential Collection, which is every 1, 2, and 3 in their actual cases. Like it's the original game. It's not a remake or anything. Yeah. It's the original, just with a different box cover. That's it.
Oh shit.
Oh wait. And then I have another version of the original one, but I think that one something's different about that one, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, I have well, you know how I am. Whenever it comes to Metal Gear Solid, like as soon as I walk in the store, if I see one, I immediately have to buy it. I have 3 different, 3 of the exact same strategy guides for 2. Yeah,
that might be my strategy guide, like obsession. Well, I probably have overall better quantity or overall more quantity, but not like 3 of the same. But
yeah, I literally have 3 of the same. By the way, I found Donkey Kong 64 strategy guide the other day.
Ooh.
Not important. Yeah. Okay. So next subject.
Hey.
Okay. So do you want to do the Switch price first or the Wii U ending production first?
Well, you just said both of them, so we have none of them to hide. But I have in my thing Wii U ends. Okay. Sadly.
All right. So last week there was a lot of rumors going around that the Wii U was ending production. Nintendo put out a statement saying, "Nope, we're going to produce them. We're going to make a lot of these great consoles and buy them, please." And then this week they came out and said that, "Oh wait, we are ending production of the Wii U. What's out in channels will be it." So, not a huge surprise. Was not a very successful console. Switch is coming soon, so it's sad to hear this news, but it's been coming.
Total is I heard it's like right around 14 million units.
Yeah.
That's what they said on Nintendo Voice Chat, so I'm assuming that they're accredited.
The last time I checked it was like 13.5, so that sounds right.
Yeah. I don't know. I know Buck is probably just going to laugh at both of us about this, but I was very saddened by the news. I was saddened whenever the news were just a rumor. And I didn't realize, like, the whole story with that, like, about going back and forth where they're like, yeah, they're ending production. Nintendo's like, oh, no, we're not. Don't worry about it. And they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're ending production on both the Japanese console and the U.S. consoles. So
Yeah, that's one reason I didn't push for it to talk about it last week, is because Nintendo came out and said that's not true. But I was like, it's not going to be lasting much longer. But it's official now.
It's sad. I really put it into the same category as the Dreamcast, where like it's really. I think over time, the console will get its fair shake later in the future, where people will be like, dude, you remember when that game came out? Like, especially if all these games are ported to the Switch, like Splatoon, for instance. I mean, Splatoon just had, now that I think about it, they just had another tournament online, an event thing. I mean, still, that's going pretty long for
a couple of years.
A Wii U game. Yeah. But I think if all the games get ported over, people will realize, this game originally came out on the Wii U, and they'll be like, holy crap. I mean, say what you will, but I personally think that Super Mario Maker is one of the best games of this entire generation. Like, that's up there. That is a profound game that's absolutely amazing.
I had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, I still play that. I honestly cannot see myself not playing. I will not get rid of my Wii U for that one single game.
Because you can just hop in, try a couple levels, and it's going to be something different.
And exactly, and it will always be something different. You can, I mean, Jesus Christ! I played one level that was Mario Kart. In a 2D platformer, I played a Mario Kart. I mean, it wasn't exactly the same thing, but it had the same premise. And I don't know. Like I said, I think over time the console will get its fair shake. I feel like it will turn into the Dreamcast of
I completely agree.
Where people still talk about the Dreamcast and all the games on the Dreamcast. I have a Dreamcast and I love it. It's sad that this is the way it happened, but
it'll be a cult classic. It'll be fondly remembered by the hardcore.
And I think I'm hoping that it is better remembered, and I'm hoping that the Wii U is remembered better than the Wii, because the Wii U is so much better than the Wii.
I think it will be, because the Wii started off like a couple years, a lot of releases, and then it was many years with nothing. It just completely died. And then all the normals that like the motion controls, they started gaming on their iPhones, I think the Wii U, they were releasing games, slowly but steadily throughout the entire lifespan. So there's just a higher volume of solid Wii U releases, I think. I think it'll be a cult classic. I think it'll be the Dreamcast of this generation, which I want to get a Dreamcast, because I know I played Nick's or yours. And man, that's just an awesome system. Like Crazy Taxi.
Nick's was hacked.
Oh yeah, well we shouldn't.
I don't know if you're.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do it. He bought it that way.
Yeah. So
let's blame the guy that he bought it from.
It's funny. He bought it off eBay, totally unassuming, looked like normal, and then it came with a card like, "Hey man, I hacked this. It has like every emulator ever. So here's how you do it." Just like written on a card or some shit. But anyway, cult classic system. I think the Wii U will be the same thing. Unfortunately, couldn't sell more.
Sadly. Buck, do you have anything to say about this?
No, I mean, every point's pretty much it there, man. I don't really have any crazy outstanding things to say there. In all honesty, I mean...
I remember whenever you bought one, though, and you talked highly about it.
I did like it, man. I liked it a lot. Like, the games that came out on it played a lot different than the old school versions, and I liked the twists they had on them and things like that. But there wasn't enough, man.
That's really what it is. Honestly, it comes down to that. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough good games consistently. Like it was perfect for me, somebody that didn't have the time to play as much as I wanted. So like by the time I finished one game and was getting out of it and starting to be done with it, a new one came along. Like that's what really drove me with this console, was that It was a perfect timing for me. But for any like player that plays as much as they want consistently and stuff, they didn't have enough games. It never
Right.
it didn't keep up.
It's got to be your second console.
Right. And
See, that's the problem.
That's what
The
Nintendo
second
has
console,
been,
man.
unfortunately.
It's got to be the one on top again.
But at least it does have games that you can't get anywhere else. Okay, so before we end this segment, let's go around the horn. Favorite Wii U game? Go.
No, that's gonna be. Oh, God dang it. I'm gonna say Splatoon, probably.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
New IP. Nintendo took a chance. I didn't think it'd succeed. It succeeded, way better than I thought it ever would. So that's awesome. Going to continue on the Switch.
I just love the music, dude. It's so awesome.
Buck,
What's yours then? Oh.
My favorite is I'm gonna go Pokken Tournament, man.
Ooh.
Oh.
I really liked that game. Playing as Gengar, just eating people up. I love that game. Felt really cool. Yeah, I like that game a lot. That's gonna be mine.
It's a good one.
It's a low key choice. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to Mario Kart 8. I had a bunch of fun with Mario Kart 8, and
Yes.
that's the game that kind of swayed my opinion on the Wii U, and I started appreciating it more. But I got to say, for my number one pick, it's actually got to be Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem crossover RPG. And it's the closest thing we've gotten to Persona 5 in a few years. So this summer, I was playing that whenever I had a day off. I'd play for 12 hours straight and just grind in those dungeons and level up my demons and all that shit. 'Cause that's the shit I was doing in Persona, and I love that game. So that's got to be my personal favorite. And that's a game it's not going to come out for other systems. That's going to be forgotten it's going to live and die with the Wii U. Like, it's not going to be a huge franchise and stuff. So that's the real under the current hardcore choice. So I had to pick that. But anyway.
I want to give one quick shout out to Wind Waker HD, because that is probably the best looking game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, seeing that
Like
updated
with that
breathtaking
cartoony graphics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that tonight.
I can't wait to get to that in the Zelda Challenge.
Have you haven't played it yet?
No, I mean, I've obviously played the Wind Waker, but
No, I'm saying, have you played the HD, Wind Waker HD?
I only played through like the first dungeon on HD, on the remake.
It's so pretty. And I secretly love the message in a bottle thing. I think that stuff's awesome. But whatever.
Just finding random stuff washed up.
Yeah, dude, and like it can go to anybody. I just randomly threw things into the ocean just for the fun of it. My oceans are polluted with my bottles.
I don't want to imagine what kind of crap you're throwing out there. It would probably be pretty nice.
I know that there's a lot of very explicit items, not from me, that I saw from other people, and I was like, "This is a Nintendo game, guys."
I figured they'd censor that or like check it or whatever.
I think that they started to, but at the time, it's not important. Next.
Yeah. So ToysRUsCanada.com or whatever their URL is, they posted the Nintendo Switch with a price of $300 some dollars Canadian.
Like $369. I feel. Wait, hold on. I have it here.
Whatever it is,
My phone's acting up.
It's
$329.
Yeah, $329 Canadian.
Yeah, that's what it was.
$245
US.
Americana.
So the Switch that tells me that the Switch is going to retail for $250 in America. I think it's a super solid price point if that's what it actually is, and it's pretty competitive.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be easy to throw down. That's half of the cost of the other consoles. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's like pocket change.
if that's the case, I think that bodes well for the Switch. And like we've been talking about, I think Nintendo's been making the right choices after the Wii U kind of faltered. So they can launch at $250. I I think people could see that as an impulse purchase or something not as serious and get out there, really get some good exposure, hopefully.
Right. I think it's a very good move on their part. I just hope that it sticks. I hope it's not like a complete fabrication. I mean, usually these rumors have some weight to them and validity, but
yeah, at least
it's
something to back them up.
Right. I'm just because if so, that would be perfect. That really would be. That's it.
Next.
That's all that we have to say about this. Hey, who the hell told you? Yeah, I think it's a good price. Next.
All right. Did you guys have a lesser known you want to talk about this week?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did. Actually.
Okay, good.
Wait, here we go. Oh, go on.
Oh, yeah. Gosh dang. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Okay, so the winter months are rolling in. Make sure that you fill up a nice mug with some hot cocoa by the fire. Cuddle up on the couch. Make sure you tuck in with a blanket your lesser known of choice. This is the lesser known.
You said the same thing the last time.
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm saying like you started out the last time with like, so the winter months are coming in. Make sure you snuggle up. I'm just saying.
Been a fact both times. All right, next.
Once again, guys.
I can't remember what things I say every time.
All right, so this week's lesser known is an awesome game that not a lot of people have really heard about, but I know that Luke, you and I played it growing up, and it was Stubbs the Zombie.
Ooh,
you remember that game?
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm not going to lie. I got to do some research real quick because I don't remember a lot about this game. I just remember that it was a blast. Like, it was on the original Xbox.
Original Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive. The maker, who is the producer? Or
somebody from Halo, somebody from Bungie started some studio and then made this game. And that's why, like, personally, I was like, oh, shit, I should probably check this out because one guy that worked on Halo worked on it. So let's fact check that real quick.
I'm on it.
On this nice mechanical keyboard.
Okay, so Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the whole term. Publisher Asphere. Developer Wide Load. I remember hearing about the Halo things, but I can't remember.
Wide Load Games was founded by Alex Seropian, who was the co-founder of Bungie. So,
co-founder of Bungie. Anyways, basically though, you're this guy. He's a salesman, and during the Great Depression, I'm really reading this from Wikipedia. I did not know that offhand, but he turns into a zombie, basically. Yes. But you don't really need much explanation. This is not a game that you actually follow the storyline for. It just, the power-ups were awesome. I remember he took out his spleen, and his spleen exploded and stuff, and that like caused everybody in the area to die. Wasn't there something with cows too? Didn't you do something?
I think you were able to like possess them somehow. Because I remember like one mission that I enjoyed the most was like you had to build up your army of zombies and maybe the cows or whatever, and like take on like this military base or something. And you had this zombie army come in, and it was super badass.
Dude, it was, and then like he could throw his hand.
Yeah,
and his hand, like,
and then like scrambled along the ground, like
exactly. And then, dude, it was just such a good game. I don't think that there was any guns or anything like that. It was just you moved really slowly. You kind of like shambled along. Yeah, it's just that was just, I don't know. I remember whenever it was first announced, a lot of people talked about it. It had a lot of momentum behind it. But then whenever it finally came out, just nobody played it. But I remember you and I, like you spent the night at my house or we were at your house, somebody's house. And I remember I rented it and we played that, and you and I nearly beat it that one night.
Yeah.
Because I remember the next day we were like, man, we're getting a bit too far. But that was just a good game. It was highly underrated.
Yep.
Underappreciated. Very good game. I know that there was a multiplayer thing. Didn't you like fight each other or something like that?
I don't really remember about the multiplayer, just the single player.
Okay, the one thing that I remember about multiplayer was that I thought that you fought each other, but I remember you and we like got stuck or something on a fence together, and we just kept staring at each other because that's all that we could do. I don't know. I remember being in like an odd position that was really funny to us. That's all that I remember. But
it looks like it was co-op, just co-op multiplayer.
Co-op. Oh, okay. I just remember like seeing it. Maybe that's why we played it so much, because that one weekend it was awesome. So I know that we also planned on like beating it the next weekend and renting it again. But then I thought like Family Video was just like, no, we're not ever having this game in stock ever again. But whatever.
Isn't surprising, but
I don't know of anybody else that actually played that game. Nobody else. So.
And I think that was one of the first games that it did like the 50s aesthetic with like it was like set in the 50s, had the class like the 50s music, everybody was like dressed like that and everything like that. Totally looked like it was out of the 50s. And then playing Fallout 3 for me was a throwback to Stubbs the Zombies just because of the soundtrack mostly. I think it kind of set the tone for a few other games in that regard. So it was kind of underappreciated forefather of that a little bit, at least. Really dope, really unique. No, there hasn't really been much like that since.
Yeah, I've been wanting to bring it on the lesser known for some time now, but I thought it would be a good Halloween one. I'm a couple weeks late, but what can you do?
There's still some spookiness about. There's still some ghosts haunting, I feel.
Oh, yeah. Always. Halloween forever.
Buck, did you ever play Stubbs the Zombie or hear about it or anything?
No, but I know I've seen it before, and I want to look up a video to like see if it clicks anything in my head and I remember it. But I'm definitely gonna look up some gameplay because I'm super interested to see now.
I really feel like it was hyped at the time just because of that Halo connection.
Yeah, and then like it was hyped, and then that was it. It was done. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this dude that was a co-founder of Bungie, he's making a game now." And then they're like, "All right, now moving on." That was really it. I don't know. I wonder if that's on if that has any backwards compatibility at all.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's saying on Wikipedia it came out. You could download it for Xbox 360, but not Xbox One yet.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, it may have gotten a little bit forgotten.
Stubbs.
That's why it's a
lesser known.
I totally led that up for you, and you didn't do it. All right, we need an outro. Let's go. Stubbs Zombie, awesome. Play it.
Yes, lesser known.
Go.
All right.
Outro.
Lesser known in a deep, seductive Barry White voice.
Wait, what did you say? The cold mudds are coming in. So make sure you crawl up with the lesser known.
Very good, thank you.
Was that a good enough outro?
Yep. All right. So what do you guys think of the beers?
This Allagash, Allagash. So I realized why I'm not a fan of it. And that's because it tastes an awful lot like an IPA, and I'm not much of an IPA fan.
It's a stout that tastes like an IPA?
Yeah, it has like an IPA tone to it. Like it's not a full on IPA, disgusting taste all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it has like whenever you drink it, you're like, you know what? It tastes like an IPA a little bit. I sense some IPA. I don't know. It's that's why I'm not really a fan of it. But I will say this: it's grown on me. It is a grower, as you say. You gotta water that plant, and it's growing. Definitely growing. It's I did realize though, looking at it, I'm not really a fan of the label. I'm not. I mean, it's just nothing special. That's all. I don't have anything to say about the label. They need to fix up the label. Allagash, fix up the label. Beer's okay. It's a grower. Water that. But label, no. It's not doing it for me.
The label has got to be. It's got to come correct, man.
Honestly, the label is like 80% of my purchases. If the label doesn't look nice, I'm not buying it.
I don't even drink the beers. I just touch the label, man.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say that you drink the labels. I don't even drink the beer. I just drink the labels. Oh, well, go ahead, Buck, with your Not Your Father's.
Not Your Father's root beer. Fantastic as always. The taste is pretty awesome. I like them. They're comfortable to me when I am sleepy after a day of work. Easy choice.
Have you had Coney Island?
No, I haven't. Everybody tells me that's better.
Oh my god, it is. Do you like root beer floats? Mm-hmm. Like vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, you'd prefer Coney Island. Coney Island has it's just like it's the root beer. The only difference is that it has the vanilla in it. Like it has a hint of vanilla. Not Your Father's doesn't have the vanilla really.
Right.
But
they're Coney both Island's. Either way, they're probably both pretty impressive. I think it's crazy how you can get those spices like that.
Right. I love taste like Coney Island.
It's pretty
Coney
awesome.
Island is by far my favorite, like not beer, root beer tasting beer.
Right.
I just hope they don't ever do a Diet Cola with alcohol in it, because I would probably die if that was invented. That would probably be all I drink.
They need to make a Not Your Father's Mountain Dew, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's like, I'm just waiting for Coke to be like, so we have this Coke Zero with alcohol now. And you're like, damn it, I'm done.
I'll just start chiseling his tombstone. Bye, buddy.
That'll be it, man. That'll be it. So, Stone Delicious IPA lived up to its name. Delicious. This is honestly one of the I don't want to say lightest, but the most palatable beers I've ever had from Stone. So they're at least branching out into not so abrasive beers, but very good. The next few episodes, I plan on drinking the other beers that came in that pack. So this is a good start. Very, very delicious, nice and light and refreshing.
That's good. So, anything else about the beers? I'm about ready to go off on something real quick, so I'm just wondering.
I had nothing.
All right, so so I did have one thing that I forgot to mention earlier. Whenever we were talking about what you're playing and stuff. So Bugman, you're playing Dis-Honored, which is a Bethesda game, obviously.
Right.
And, so my cousin decided to. He thinks that we should have a segment of haikus, which is a form of poetry for everybody that doesn't know. I don't remember exactly what it is. So he wrote one, actually, and sent it to me for Bethesda. And his goes, just like Bethesda, glitches galore. Fix it, please. Okay, 10 out of 10. Which I thought, like, actually, I hate to give him credit because I actually thought that summed up Bethesda, like, really well. I hate to point it out to him because he thinks that we should have a weekly segment of haikus and he would donate his haikus to us. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. It doesn't fit into our regiment of scripts, I should say, rather.
We should discuss this off the podcast. and not on the podcast.
Well, no, I made the decision. We're not discussing. We're not putting haikus in our damn podcast.
Well, anyway.
That's for sure. No poetry. I hated that part of class. But I thought that was a good one. I thought it was worth sharing.
10 out of 10, baby. Dishonored 2, 10 out of 10. Don't care how it plays. Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a decent one to put a shout out with.
I like it for sure. It definitely is.
It's accurate. Bethesda, glitchy as hell, but people love them. They just
they're huge games, all right. It's not easy.
And I mean, I agree. I mean, I love them too, but it comes up when Skyrim came out, when Fallout came out. It's like it's the Bethesda, just mentality that it's going to be glitchy.
Right.
You just accept it. You already know it, and you're going to like the game. But
it's just little hidden gems, little treats.
Yeah,
that's what those are.
Yeah. Also, one more quick shout out because I know that he's listening to the podcast just to search for his name. But Nick, I hope that you made it back into the country or wherever or out of the country. I don't quite know.
Yeah, some kind of local beach area or something, like whatever.
Something like that. I don't know. The point is that I apologize for our senior year.
We did actions that incriminated us for years to come. And when it comes to crossing international borders, unfortunately, we can't get into any more detail.
Really, we can't. Legally, we are not allowed. But anyways, though, so Godspeed. And well, yeah. All right. I just wanted to make that quick shout out because I know he's listening to the previous one, searching for his name because we mentioned him, so now he can search for this one.
Nothing to him.
He just he has to get it this far into the podcast though. So good luck, Godspeed.
Well, one of these days when me and Nick make it out to Virginia, he'll hopefully be on or make some kind of special thing.
We'll think of something. But
anyway,
that's my closing statements.
Any other final words? Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Buckman, you have a lot of good final words. Anything?
The Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Oh my God! All right, so fish mistake fingers as food. Let's go.
I love it.
All right, where can people find us? You can follow @ZTargeting 2016 on Twitter, @ZTargeting 2016 on Instagram, @ZTargetingmedia on Facebook. You can go to soundcloud.com/ZTargeting to find all of our podcasts there in strictly audio format. You can find myself @LukeDollar23 on Twitter. Dakota is at FoxDye89DYE.
The FoxDye DYE.
Why is there always an issue when it comes to your name?
Because, dude,
every time.
Pick something straightforward. But anyway.
I'm just going to say me. So that's what we're going to do.
Just follow him on Twitter. Just follow him, like, whatever.
Just do something. Who cares, really?
Yep. And Buck is @BrowGaming on Twitter. So follow us. Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate any feedback and appreciate you guys listening and checking us out. Hopefully the SoundCloud allows folks to check stuff out on their phone and be more versatile. iTunes coming soon once we get all that stuff straightened out, hopefully.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, it's on the works. Soon. So anyway, thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.